All right, nerds. Me and Price, we're getting into some Vamp Survivor.
Yes, indeed.
Now
I have to play as Mortasio, the Bone Daddy now. We were just talking about how my bones don't work.
Just the two of us, because as of the day that we're recording this, Jazzy and Anna, they're at a fan expo. Jasmine's on Artist Alley selling her merch. Selling some more of the...
Dustbusters?
Dustbusters, the guy that's Withery Bones, yeah.
Withers, yeah.
Who do I want to be,
Busted
Price?
dust.
What?
I don't know. Who do you want to be?
What's interesting about us doing two-player co-op is that we'll be able to play with lots more items.
We're going to each get 4, I think, instead of 2.
I'm trying to think.
3, but I think 4.
Who have we not won a run with yet?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go. I'll do this one.
Arca. Cool.
Right. Oh, start. There we go.
All right, and then I will probably, for the meme, well, let's real quick, what do we need to do? Defeat Milk Demons, obtain the Crimson Shroud, obtain the Infinite Corridor. Okay, those are pretty easy to do. These 3, you're just going to want to enter some cheat codes for.
Okay.
They require like such specific thing. Like one of the clues is, let's see, where is it? Uppercut a non-red Reaper.
Oh.
What do you think that means?
I have no idea.
Yeah. You got to go to like a certain level and then at a certain time fight a certain guy at a certain place.
And how do I uppercut? I don't know what that means.
That's just referring to you need to hit them.
Okay.
But for some reason it says uppercut, which again to me, just like you, suggests something far more complex. No, anyway, there's a lot of these characters down here that you can unlock with just like cheat codes.
I also isn't the first adventure mode out? I need to actually do that.
It is.
Yeah.
We could try that together if you wanted.
Is it co-op?
I'm not sure.
Because I thought that it wasn't, but I could be wrong.
Oh, maybe it's not then. Because I thought it came out around the same time, but maybe not.
Where do you want to go?
Let's go to the milk plant, the dairy plant, whatever.
Oh, okay.
That one?
Yeah.
So we can try and kill the milk demons.
Yeah, we need to kill like 15,000 of them or something.
A lot of them.
Chat, let me know if the volume gets too loud for y'all. Do you still like starting with this one?
Twilight Requiem's, I think, the best to start with, yeah.
Okay. Okay, and go.
I got it. All right. I'm so used to playing this so much faster. I'm always playing in hyper mode.
Sharp. All of these are actually pretty good. Sharp Tongue is not bad yet. I might just get Garlic, though. Unless that's going to conflict with anything you need.
No, that's fine.
Okay, cool. This is just Fire Wand, right? Like, is this... Yeah. Okay.
And you got a ton of shots with it. Okay, how many do we get to have? I'm going to go bold, and we're going to try and get the other gun.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do? All right, we each get 4. Cool. We each get 4.
With Fire Wand, what is it that I want to synergize?
Spinach.
Spinach!
Yeah.
Oh, so super good.
But, like, look how many fireballs you're shooting. That's because we got the beginner thing that gives the +3 amount or whatever.
Oh,
otherwise you only start
card?
with like
okay.
I think otherwise you start with like 3 or 4. If you got Garlic, Silverwind also goes with the Pomerola. I like to combo those.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You also tend to, when you have both of those, like you heal so much.
So here in Portland, it's beginning to snow. Is it already snowing out where you're at?
It was just a little bit ago.
Okay.
It's not at the moment, but it was.
Jazzy and Anna, they're going to a convention all weekend, so fingers crossed it does not get snowed in for them.
Yes.
But beyond that, for anyone out there that doesn't know, Portland kind of shuts down when it snows because our cities doesn't.
We don't have infrastructure built for it, and we never get around to doing it because we're at the point in our state and city's history where money is not being spent on anything except for wealthy people's projects.
We just borrow. We literally borrow Seattle's snowplows whenever we need
exactly, which is so ridiculous.
That's not a joke at all. We literally have them drive.
We rent them in every year. How could we have known this was going to happen? Oh no! Doesn't happen every year right around this time. Legitimately, like when people are like, "Oh, it's around Christmas? Is it going to snow there?" I'm like, "No, it'll be early February."
Yeah.
Late January, early February, we get like a week of snow, and it shuts down the entirety of the state. When it's like, dude, can we just get some snowplows? Can we just get maybe, I don't know, Salt on the roads. I don't know. Something.
Salt on the roads is a whole other controversy for Portland, but
Yeah.
because like no one wants it in the sewer system.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But I'd rather people not be crashing and all the other kind of stuff that happens. Like, you know.
Yeah.
There's pluses and minuses. I saw a thing in, it was a video of, I think it was somewhere in China, where they have, like heated roads, essentially.
Oh, I think I kind of know what you're talking about. Is it in
Yeah.
one of those areas where it's like they get snow during a pretty long period of the year or something?
I'm not sure what the overall context was. I just know that it was like showing off. It's like, here's a safe way to promote melting of snow, and it's like, oh yeah, you just run the heated water underneath the road, and then the road warms up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like, okay, that makes sense. Can we get some of that? Can we just get some heat on the roadways?
Should we go for anything? Don't necessarily need to yet. But
The candelabra door is worth going for.
yeah.
AOE. Anyway, so it's snowing, and if it does, then we're all locked in. You just have to assume that we're stuck inside until the snow goes away.
I know.
And then, we every year we talk about it. Everybody makes fun of us for reacting to snow that way when they're like, it snows a foot every day here.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, you're used to it. You're prepared for it.
People in
here, the people who run this state act like they've never even heard the word snow before. Like, what are you talking about? Water is a liquid.
Every single person in our YouTube comments prize lives in an area where they get 20 feet of snow and they have a truck that's lifted 15 feet off the ground.
So then my question to you would be, how well do you do in a desert? Oh, man.
Okay.
Do the chest.
Hey, good chest. Cool.
Bing. All right.
Now, I know that, like, basically something like 90% of, maybe not 90%, that's wild. Maybe some wild percentage, though, of the U.S. This current weekend is going to be under freezing, which is pretty crazy. Like,
Is it West Coast, East Coast situation, or is it just...
There's like a huge front that's coming in from Canada that's covering literally coast to coast, all the way down to Texas as well, as getting some of that freezing as well.
Gotcha. I mean, I heard about the Texas stuff because they're... someone in their Congress, I think, is putting forth a bill to try and get them to connect to the
national grid?
The national power grid.
Good.
Because for those of y'all who don't know, Texas has its own separate power grid, blah, blah, blah. Republic of Texas bullshit. Really, it's just money for oil people. And lo and behold, when stuff gets real cold, they lose everything. They lose all of their power. They lose all of their ability to do anything because they can't just borrow from the next state where stuff is working fine.
Ooh, Duplicator's interesting with this build too, but I'll just go level this up. I'll say as well for anyone that like, I feel like it's one of those things that based upon where you are, you may not also realize why electricity is needed when it gets cold. Because I think a lot of people in most states have gas furnaces. And like, if you think about how warm Texas is, why would I ever have a furnace? Is kind of the
Yeah. Well, you need that. Let's just. What did I say? Pass.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So everyone relies on the little electric personal heaters and stuff in Texas.
Exactly. No one has gas powered anything. The thing is, it's very severe. It's very important, right? Because people die from the cold.
Yeah.
And a lot of people died the last time that Texas had a big winter storm, and it was because their power grid went out, which is a direct result of their terrible policies. So just a reminder that if you live in Texas, your state wants to kill you. It's as if you moved to Australia, except it's the people, not the creatures, that want you dead. I'm from Texas.
Because Australia's political policies are actually much better than ours.
No, exactly. In Australia, everything wants to kill you in the wild, right? There's snakes and spiders and all kinds of monsters. And in Texas, it's a dude in a suit with a 7-figure salary wants you dead and wants you to beg them for it.
Shoot, I was just learning about some new critter that will kill you in Australia. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, wonderful.
But it was a new one for me. It was
the drop bear.
some little rascal, some little thing that was poisonous. I can't even remember what it was. But like I saw
echidna?
I saw someone look it up on TikTok because they were like, "Do I have to worry about this in my backyard?" Oh no, it's Australia.
It is one of those things that astounds me, and it's like, it must be like how, you know, when people who are, we'll just say right-leaning, come to Portland and they're like baffled that the city's not on fire because that's what the news told them happened.
Right. Yes.
Right? And I'm like, no, I like lived there during the times when y'all said it was on fire, and it was like, it was a little loud at night sometimes. Sometimes my friends experienced being tear gassed by the police, but nothing else was bad. You know, maybe it's the same thing with Australians where they're like, well, yeah, everything wants to kill you, but it's fine. You know, it's not so bad.
I kind of feel like it must be that way. Like, Australians must get tired of people saying, like, everything wants to kill you, while at the same time, I feel like I see so many videos of someone waking up with a spider the size of my head, like, on the ceiling directly above them.
Yeah,
like,
I can't do that. I can't do that. So I'm a big baby when it comes to that stuff.
And I'll admit, like, for me and spiders are bros. Like, because I don't like the flying.
I'm fine with spiders.
I don't like the flying insects, and the spiders kill the flying insects. The thing is, Australia has a lot of the flying insects too, so it doesn't work out for me either way.
And it has spiders the size of rabbits. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, some of those pictures you see when you see those big old things, you're like, how?
Honestly, it would be great if some American like made a video game based off of just fighting, like, Dark Souls style, the monsters that we imagine live in Australia. Just like you have to go up against super big muscly kangaroos and spiders and box jellyfish just effing everywhere.
No, you know what needs to happen is there needs to be a Souls-like game where one of the difficulties, like the highest level difficulty, is called Australia. You know, where it's like, that's the ultimate everything wants to kill you mode is Australia. What difficulty are you playing on? Australian, mate.
Someone in chat says, have you ever seen a puddle gator in Florida? I used to live in Florida.
A puddle gator? Do you just mean an alligator in like a trench on the side of the road?
Because that's it. I don't know if I've ever seen a puddle gator, but I used to live by like a creek that definitely had a bunch of alligators in them.
Yeah, I mean, like, because when I've been in Florida, they're everywhere, the gators. Like, the thing about gators is that if you're not in the water with them, you got a pretty good chance of them not even being able to catch you.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're only going to get you if you walk up on them.
Well, even that, like, if you're bigger than a dog, then most time gators aren't going to go for you or want to mess with you at all.
Yeah, yeah, they're going to hiss at you. But, like, ultimately, like, a gator is not something as, I mean, I guess here's our Australia. A gator is not as bad as one might think it is when you look at it.
Green death.
Stay away from that guy. Like, in terms of dealing with it. Like, you have a belt? Cool. You're already 50% of your way to being able to completely incapacitate that sucker.
Here's how you know that you're in Florida, though, is that even though, like, if what we're saying now seems like Florida's greatest danger, everyone has a boat. So my great uncle had a pontoon boat that we would go on all the time. So there's quite a lot of dealings of just like, hey, Gator, could you step to the side just a little bit, bud, while I step onto my boat?
Gator. Oh, this guy's chasing him down. Okay, cool. Let's get up to this track. Let's run him along the track.
Oh, yeah, to trigger the thing.
Oh, there's not a thing.
Oh, there's not a thing. I'll just keep leveling that up.
Let's just keep going this way. Just keep going this way. It's clearly angry at me. Alright, there's not one there. Is there one here? Please tell me there's one here. Dear God, where are they all?
Whoa. Anyway, I think what I'm trying to get at is if you are someone that lives in Florida or lives in Australia and wants to be better equipped to survive, maybe not those dangers, but if you want to be better equipped to survive the incoming ad break that happens in 3 minutes, consider subscribing. There you go.
It would be beneficial to your goals.
Okay.
Hey, what are you upgrading already? Garlic?
Maybe?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
Criminy, I took a bayou tour in NOLA, and the guide said gators are like cats because they'd rather ignore you.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that A gator is ultimately a sea creature, or I guess a water creature, a freshwater creature. But like it can get on land, but it ain't great at it.
And
you know, they can have a burst of speed, but they're not getting you if you're more than 10 feet away, I guess.
And I'll say that like I think kind of like deer in campgrounds, the gators that are particularly around touristy areas, they're kind of expecting you to throw a treat at them to an extent.
They're not going to come up and bother you for it, but they might look at you.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when I was in Florida, one of the things that was more of an issue was like snakes and shit, because we'd be sitting at a restaurant, minding our own business, and then suddenly a snake falls on your table or like near you or something like that. And it's like that scares you. Usually they're not poisonous, but it's still scary. I'm gonna do one reroll.
Snakes are definitely a thing. Fire ants, effing like I think that the ground that Florida is built upon is mostly fire ants from my experience. And then
there is no floor; it's just a giant fire ant flotsam.
It's true.
Oof! These guys.
And then crickets that are like the size of I don't know, like a king size Snickers. Like they're just so effing
full on locusts.
Yeah,
like massive. Now things are bigger there.
Not
in the way they're bigger in Texas. You know, in Texas it's like they're just like physically bigger, but there it's like they're mutated and bigger. You know.
I think that's a good way to put it, Paul, is that Florida is such a hard sell. Like, I think that is
a hard sell.
It's a very true, and yet I, in my own life, know multiple people that choose to live in Florida, and I'm like, why? Like,
I will say, I've never
moved to Florida specifically.
I've never met anyone who was proud to live in Florida, other than people that, they're definitely from Florida. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I think that, like, I, for whatever reason, know multiple people in the finance world that love Miami specifically and not Florida, which I still don't think that that's a good sell, in my opinion.
No.
Like, Miami is, like, a cough away from being underwater permanently.
The whole state is.
Yeah.
Like, no, it just ain't.
I don't know.
Ain't good.
I'm sorry, Florida. We've been bashing on you nonstop for, like, the past 5 minutes here, but...
No income tax, that's what it is. It's the taxes. That's why finance bros like it. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, every state is horrible in some way. Florida's just the worst. And the reason is pretty clear. The people in charge are horrific monsters.
And the fire ants.
And the fire ants. Well, because it turns out Ron DeSantis is actually 1,000 fire ants in a suit.
Oh my god, it all makes sense. I'm going to re-roll. Hey, you want that?
I want that roll. Pass it to me.
Yes. You got it.
Need. But yeah, anyway. I hated Florida. I just got to be straight up. I've been to Florida probably like 5 different times. One time I lived there in the summer for like a month. And hated it. Hated it.
I don't really want any of this either. Throws, cute, bouncing projectile. Reroll again. Reroll again.
You got 3 more if you want one.
Reroll again.
Spellbinder's not terrible because the little orbs that float around you.
I'll go
they'll
for
stick around longer.
Yeah, I'll go for Spellbinder. Oh, we got one of these.
Hey.
I'll say I lived in Florida during my 6th grade, so it's been more than 20 years now. I think it has to have been. Yeah.
But you remember it like it was yesterday.
We lived in a very small town above Orlando. That was basically a retirement village.
Ooh, okay. That one. Does that work for any of your weapons? No. Okay. Then no. Don't worry about it. Boom, 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 boom.
Does this work for anything for you?
No, there's a better one actually that'll work for both of us.
Let's try reroll.
That is I think it's that one with the next one. Yeah, healing's doubled, recovering HP damage nearby enemies. This is perfect for both of us.
Okay, let's do it. But as I said, when I was in Florida, I was too young, and we didn't go to any of the major towns, so I didn't get to experience what I think would be the cool, fun part of Florida, which is like the Cuban food and the food scene that they have down there. That's literally like when I think about Florida and any desire that I have to go there, it's about the food. That's about it.
I mean, I'll give you, like, that's the thing I will give you, is that they do have some good and unique foods there because of the, like, unique, like, cultural kind of makeup that they have, right? Being so close to the Caribbean. and yeah, there's definitely there in the culture. There's some stuff, but just the place itself, and then the political policies. Yeah, nah. There are plenty of other places I'd rather go. It's so funny. The other day, I got the U.S. states song stuck in my head.
Oh, from Animaniacs?
No, not the one from Animaniacs. The one from like they teach you in school.
Oh, because the Animaniacs is the countries.
That's the countries.
Yeah.
So the one they teach you in school about the states is like Alabama, Alaska, Arizona,
Totally.
Arkansas. I'll pass this to you. And the one state that I forgot was Florida. Like I was like, oh, what's happening?
What do we got?
I was like, Delaware. I went Delaware, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho is what I did. And it's Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho. And I was just, no, who needs it? Who needs it?
All right. We got some Hellfire.
Does that ever happen to you, though, where you just randomly get some childhood song stuck in your head?
Absolutely.
Like a learning one? It's like the We Just Got a Letter that we do all the time, you know?
Yeah, I feel like from television, like the Animaniacs country one, I get stuck in my head from time to time. What else is a common one that I get
What do
stuck
I need? I need the little yellow guy. Is that what I need?
for the life thing?
Yeah.
Can
I think
you-
it's the little yellow one.
Does that show up in items? Like, will that be a drop? Because I know
Should be, as long as you've unlocked it, which I think you have because you unlocked all the guys.
I have not unlocked all the crewmates. Is the thing. But
then maybe
certainly
not.
we've unlocked that item. But,
Yeah. Well, then maybe it's not available yet. We'll see. But I haven't seen any of them popping up, but I do think that, like, when I've played, they haven't popped up until you take one of those weapons, one of the Among Us weapons, and then they suddenly start popping up. But you might not have it unlocked, so it might not do anything. Let's see. Oh, Criminy, yeah, they make public documents, or accessible. That is where the whole Florida Man thing comes from. Like, you know, there's the whole thing about Florida Man. Like, this is such perfect proof that Florida is, like, just ridiculous and everything because you have all these ridiculous tales of Florida Man. And it's like, well, that's just because they have a lot more laws about being open about those things. So, like, if you get arrested, all that information has to be public, like, everything about it.
Yep.
And so, as a result, it's easy to find these ridiculous stories. People are Florida men in all 50 states.
Let's see here. Oh, there you
he
go.
is.
Hey, first I'll take that.
Okay, and then am I... Oh, I still have one more space. Okay, I was like, what am I doing here?
Wait, I took 4 seasons?
You must have. It goes with the spinach, and we can go pick up the candelabrador. So you'll still be able to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you must have picked it. What did you... You must have meant to pick something else.
I must have meant to pick something else. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's not bad. Do I want Bracer? I think I'll do Bracer. Yeah, that'll be my last one. Wow, you're already down to only one item to level up. My goodness. Are yours maxed? Yours might be. No, because you have that thing. That's right. All right, let's check the map real quick so we can see where the...
Oh, we're gonna go straight down.
Straight down.
And so I know that there's an achievement or something on this level to kill like 15,000 of like the milk creatures.
I think it's like 3,000 or 6,000 milk elementals. They pop up from time to time. I don't know where there's probably an area on the map where they spawn a lot. It's kind of how it is for a lot of those types of quests. But you got to find like the specific spot. So we can go looking around for like maybe a big milk trough or something. But first, let's get you your upgrade. Icarus, I'm already Bracer. I got that reference. Guess I'll be Mortasio. I'm already Mortasio. My goodness, that is some... That's like a 6-year-old vintage. How old does that mean?
What? Mortasio?
No, the the Tracer song, the
Oh!
Overwatch song. Maybe I'll be Tracer. I'm already Tracer. Then I will be Genji. I'm already Genji. Like that kind of thing, or
Is
whatever.
that already 6 years old?
I'm assuming it is. I
Probably
don't know.
is. You're probably right. Me and Jazz, we've been one of our daily, our nightly like quiz games that we play now is the Gamedle that we played a little bit of during.
Yeah.
And so we're getting a little bit more better at remembering the dates of when games come out. It's always shocking for me to realize.
You're building up like a sort of a knowledge base of like where things fall within each other. It's funny because until we played that game, I never realized how little time matters to me. Is it up here? I think it's up here.
Is it? Oh, you're totally.
Oh
right.
no, you're right.
Oh, hey there, Merman.
It's Merman. It's Merken. It's John Cena.
All right, where is it?
Check map again.
Down.
It's below us. So it's probably on the other side of these milks.
It's Milky's.
Not gonna say it. I deliberately didn't say it, but I knew as soon as I mentioned the word milk, it's like word of the day. Ah, Milkies! All right, it's right there.
Why am I blind? I can't see.
I'm
Oh, there
shooting
it
at
is. There
I'm
it is.
shooting at it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's right next to the merman. All right. Now we cool. So let's go up a little bit up this ways, because there is a giant milk vat right here. So let's chill by this maybe for just a little bit
Yeah.
and see if more of them spawn, because they're the ones who look like little ghosts, basically.
Got any cereal price? You want to throw some shredded mini wheats in here or something?
Oh, Reese's Puffs. We're a Reese's Puffs family. Or Cocoa Pebbles. That's how we roll.
That's how you roll?
Yeah. There's, what is that old cereal? There's some old brand cereal that was for like grandparents that I used to love as a kid, and then they stopped making it. And, what was it? Someone out there is going to know. They were sort of like square-shaped rings.
Oh.
Gosh.
So I was about to say like grape nuts or something, but
No. These were like bigger than a Cheerio, certainly. And like a ring, it's got like a hole in the middle of it and everything like that, but it's like square. And it's like, Cracklin' Oat Bran. Is that the one? I think that might be it.
they just, I mean, it sounds like pork rinds, oat bran.
Right, Cracklin'.
Which sounds like something Price would have. Like, I'm not.
How dare you? I don't eat pork. Cracklin'. Don't let me die. I'm looking it up. Phone, come on. Oh my god. Just protect me, okay?
I'm protect.
Yeah, Cracklin' Oat Bran. Stuff's the bomb. They still make it. It's not as available. Like, I think they got rid of it for a while, because I remember reading a thing about it and being like, people really miss this cereal. So maybe they brought it back not too long ago? I have not found it in stores anywhere around here.
So Price has had to settle for Reese's Puffs.
Yeah. Oh no. Beep boop boop. All right. Yeah, let's go with the empty tome. Where are we at? We're at 18 minutes already. Jeez Louise. We're tearing through this. But not a lot of Milkies.
Okay. Everyone level up.
Everybody. Let's get my cooldown maxed.
You've seen it in Canada. Should I be sending some to the P.O. Box? Price would totally accept it.
Maybe. Let me look into it. Maybe find out if it is here in the States somewhere.
Here's the thing. You got to find out if Canada makes it different, okay? Because I feel like every major brand does it different in Canada. I will say, in my opinion, Canada has the top tier Cheetos. They are dramatically better than America.
Cheetos?
The puff ones in particular. Because those. Interesting. Yeah.
Because I got some Cheetos Puffs right now. They're pretty dang good. And you think Canadians are better?
They're slightly longer and thinner, and they have more seasoning on them.
Interesting. I mean, that's manufacturing. But I mean, like that's a lot of times the food's going to be better in other countries because they have higher quality standards.
Well, there's that too. Plus, it's got a little bit of French on the bag, so it just makes you feel a little fancy.
Ah, that's what it is. See, you let the Quebecois get to you, all right? They fancy you up with that French. trying to trick you that they're not just, you know, still a part of the queendom. Or I guess the kingdom now? I don't know.
I'm sorry, what was that voice there, Chris?
The queendom! It's the queen. Come on, that's Elizabeth II. You don't know?
You know what? You're right. I could recognize it immediately.
You couldn't tell? Have you not seen The Crown? Come on.
It depends which season of The Crown are you doing.
Every season! Sorry, I'm thinking of the Muppet version of it.
That's what it is.
Hey! Just imagining karate chopping like Neville Chamberlain or something. Like, my goodness. Trick to the royal accent is to say yes like ears. Ears.
Oh,
you're right.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man, that's really good.
That's a good trick, actually. I do watch The Crown. I have not watched the most recent season of The Crown.
I've never watched any of it.
I feel like it's definitely at the point now where it's just like the show was always depressing in its moments, but had like.
Well, yeah. Now they're focusing on Princess Di, which is just like one of the most tragic tales in our lifetime.
The last season was the introduction of Princess Di and getting you up to the point where like the tragic thing is about to happen, and now this season is the tragic thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so like I just haven't been able to bring myself to get mentally into.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. That's a lot of like biopics and stuff like that for me. It's that. Like I'm gonna watch Iron Claw.
Oh,
but it's gonna be hard for me to watch Iron Claw.
I've told Jazz I very much want to see Iron Claw too. What's honest to God, Price, what's so hilarious on TikTok right now is seeing everyone that's doing these like before and after reactions of I'm about to see Iron Claw. I'm so stoked to see Zac Efron being so buff, or I'm so stoked to see the dude from The Bear who's so dreamy and so cute. I can't wait to see. And then just afterwards, just. It's not even that they're crying; it's that they are the most devastated I've ever seen.
Devastated. No, the life of the Von Erichs is one of the most tragic stories of people ever.
Yeah.
Like, what a horrible thing to happen to a family. Like, just.
I have spoilers for anyone that's not seen it. We haven't seen it, but I think most people should know going in what you're about to get yourself into.
Yeah, so I'll say this. My grandfather actually knew the family. And so when all that stuff was happening, like when the series of events occurred, it was closer to my family than for most, but I was too young to like know anything about it. So the Von Erichs are like wrestling royalty. They ran some promotions in Texas for a long time, and they were considered some of the biggest in the business. And there were 4 brothers, 3 or 4, can't remember off the top of my head, but they essentially what ends up happening is all of these men with all of this promise in the field, and everybody is like all behind them, and they're just like legends. Right away, they're huge, and then each of the sons dies in completely unrelated and tragic ways, like car crash, and then like drug abuse, I believe, and then like heart problems and shit. Like, just stuff happens to this family that completely destroys the entire family, and it's just like. It's tragedy. There's no one at fault. There's nothing that like, the downfall and the blood. It's just tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. And so you go into that movie, just remember that pretty much everyone you're looking at is gonna die.
And I think that they've done.
And it's gonna be out of nowhere.
I think it's an A24 movie, and I think that they've done a pretty brilliant job marketing the movie too, because like they've made it kind of clear in the trailer that
it's like dark in the trailers.
Something sad is going to happen in this movie. But I think that I've seen too many people that are reacting to this trailer and just being like, Zac Efron got buff, or the guy from The Bear got buff, and it's about wrestling. I want to see this. And they're about to be in for the most tragic gun punch of their life.
No, when I saw trailers and stuff, when I heard about it, I'm about to get swole. When I heard about it, I already knew. I was like, oh, geez, people are not going to be ready for this. The first thought I had was no one's going to watch this because it's wrestling related. And then as it started to come out and I saw the images of it and everything like that, it was like, oh, maybe people will watch this because it looks pretty good. And boy, oh boy, are they not going to be ready for what happens. So my expectation is that Zac Efron's going to get nominated for an Oscar.
I think everyone's expectation is that, because everything I've heard about it is Zac Efron did an amazing job.
Yeah. And he was a good person to pick for that role. He's Carrie Von Erich, right? I'm asking people in chat. Yeah, and like the thing is, like, most people who know things about WWF or anything like that, like, you won't know about the Von Erichs because they sort of were the royalty right before all of the Hulk Hogan and all that stuff. So like, if you watched WWF back in like the late 80s, early 90s, you might have seen one of the Von Erichs as the Texas Tornado, but that was for a very brief period of time, and then passed away. Like, it just, goddamn, it's sad. It's a real sad story. But I guess I'm glad a lot of people are going to suddenly know a lot more about the Von Erichs.
Yeah. Are these aren't the Milk Demons, are they?
No.
Okay.
No, the Milk Demons, they come up every now and then as like these little, like, a group of like ghouls, little ghosts. They look like ghosts.
Ghosty ghouls.
Like spooky ghosts from like a Scooby-Doo.
Hey, Price, what are you into? Ghouls.
Ghouls? Ghouls? Little goblins? Ay, ay, ay.
Price, you are just a beam of light.
Yep. Yep.
What item is it that's doing that?
Every now and then,
What item is giving you the disco lights?
It's the combination of the two guns.
Oh.
So the other thing you might notice is, like, you see my little blue thing that pops up every now and then. You see my little stat boosts that go up. Here, hold on. Let's just wait for another one to go up. Come on. There you go.
That thing, yeah.
Boom. Plus to luck.
Oh.
So that's that thing I was telling you about that's overpowered, because as your cooldown speed goes down, the more frequently that happens. And then it builds the cooldown speed even more, and then more, and then more. And then soon you're just a god. If you play, like... If you get it early enough, death won't be able to kill you. There was one time I like left the game running for like over an hour, and then I came back later and still going. I was like, all right, I need to do something else with my computer.
We can't do this all day, Vampire Style.
We can't do this. We can't do this every time. But Shrimp Heaven now.
Oh, Shrimp Heaven now.
It's so good.
There's
a big guy over here I'm trying to kill.
There's some art exhibit that's happening. I don't know where it was, but they had a very large, like, shrimp cocktail part thing that was in the exhibit, and people kept on doing the Shrimp Heaven now to it.
Wonderful.
It was great.
Hey, look at that.
What was that one?
Upgraded version of the Four Seasons.
Oh.
Now look at all those big booms you're doing.
Big booms.
All those random colors, yeah. The seasons have ascended. Just call it climate change, because it's all the seasons all at once, rapidly shifting. That's what you got.
Rapidly. Get out of here, chickens. Or whatever you are.
Nothing. They're cockatrices, thank you very much. And then someone's going to tell me, no, they're not cockatrices. There's actually no cockatrices in the game. It's actually Squidbilly.
There's no vampires in the game, Bryce.
So I've been told.
Oh, man.
So, Ash, earlier you shared a thing that showed that Lethal Company is like one of the top games of last year.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so I don't know. It wasn't official from Steam, but some research group put out the top best-selling Steam games of 2023. And a lot of them were, like, not surprises. Baldur's Gate was
Gate,
yeah. Starfield, I didn't actually realize how much it was going to sell, but it did.
Man, the hype. The hype built that game.
Shoot, I can't really remember a lot of the others.
Any of the other ones. Yeah.
But Lethal Company was second from the last, making $53 million, and that is particularly impressive considering, one, it released at the end of October.
And two,
it's got
a single developer.
A one-person dev team made that game.
How awesome must it feel to be the person who decided, I want to make a Mimi SCP Backrooms game for the lulz, and now you're a millionaire.
Right?
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
just amazingly impressive. And the fact that that game's not multi-platform yet either, to my understanding. I think that it's only on PC, only on Steam.
No, I think we very quickly found Lethal Company has become the new like Five Nights at Freddy's in terms of like its grip that it's going to have on YouTube Let's Plays and streamers for the next. I'll give it 3 years. I'll say 3 years. We're going to be hearing about Lethal Company all the time. New mods, new updates, new things.
We're about to see, I think, a lot of games that maybe aren't necessarily trying to copycat what the gameplay is like in Lethal Company, but they will be trying to do interesting things with voice chat in the same way that Lethal Company is doing that. And we're going to see way more games doing interesting things with voice chat.
Yeah, and we've already seen stuff going like that. And I mean, you know, I guess this is an allusion to something we talked about yesterday about doing maybe tomorrow, is games with like AI voice features, and that's not AI voices, but like AI being able to interpret what you're saying, right? So like listening to your voice and being able to be like, oh, you're saying that you are the taxi driver and you're here to pick me up to go to the airport, and then I can say, I'm not going to the airport today. What are you talking about, right? But you're not going to program it to know that ahead of time. You need it to be able to react to anything you say. So I think in that context, absolutely, we're going to get way more in like that level. Not just the, like you say with like Lethal Company, where it's like it'll listen to you and stuff will react, which a lot of horror games have started to do, but like that next level of it'll listen to you and interpret you. I think that's going to be what's bonkers.
There's going to be a lot more of that, and like especially what I think of the modding community has done with Lethal Company, where it's not only that it's listening to you, it has the capability, if y'all have not seen it, of essentially recording a snippet of one of your teammates' voices and then having the monsters play that back so that another teammate might think that their friend is talking to them, which I think is so brilliant.
That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, that's a really cool one. And then also a scary one. Like, if you think about like, oh, okay, cool. So this game is already showing me ways in which someone could use AI to pretend to be me. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful?
I mean, freaking, that is what AI-based phone scams have started to become. Is like, you've probably heard about people being like, oh my God, this like someone pretends to be like a grandparent's grandchild or something like that, and they call them and ask them for money using the grandchild's voice.
Jeez, that's so messed up.
You're just not dying. There you go.
I don't know why I have so many revives.
Do you have tiramisu? No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
That's the thing that you upgrade the gun with. Hey, we did it! We
killed and we unlocked a thing. Cool.
Yeah, we can now get Ramba. He's actually a really cool character. I like Ramba. Yeah, you hear Anna's cackle and then turn around and see a bracken. I love that.
Anyway, to the people on YouTube, I don't know where to end this convo with. Tell us your favorite thing about Florida down in those comments below. Anyway, with that, we're going to move on.